Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy Gideon Banks, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. So I'm so excited because my favorite housemates just won the Big Brother Naija reality TV show. I mean, I know that this is a very controversial topic and it's going to be very controversial, but facts is facts. Fina won and Fina deserved it. I know a lot of people would, have things to say about the winner, say that, oh, she rigged it or whatever happened, but the fact is I think that we should learn to be happy with people who have just won. And being in a house for 72 days isn't child's play. Like, it's not beans. Right, so before we get into this video, I just want to do a subtle introduction. My name is Gideon Banks and I am the owner of this channel. This is a channel that talks about growth, entertainment, lifestyle, fashion, everything that relates to the Gen Z, somebody who is present, somebody who is living. Right, so if this is the first time you're coming across any of my entirety or my existence, kindly hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video to your friends and family. Let me know what you think about the video, topics that you think might be nice for me to talk about. Do let me know in the comment section below. So guys, we will get right into the video. So it is no longer news that Fina won the BB Naija season 7. And I feel like this year has had the most rage ever on social media. Like, people at some point were raging because they didn't understand the game anymore. So I'm giving this one to Big Brother. Like, he brought the game on this year. So in previous years, we were able, even from the first week, we were able to say that this person is going to win the show, this person is going to win the show, that person will go out at this week, this person would not make it to top 5. But this year there were a lot of spins, there were a lot of twists brought to the show, and it made it more than amazing. We had 3 levels this year. We had the level 1, the level 2, and then Biggie just killed us by bringing in the level 3. We also had fake housemates, we also had riders. There were lots of spins to the show and it made it really amazing. Even though, in my own personal opinion, I think that other seasons might have had more fan reaction in terms of voting and in terms of the polls. Basically, I feel like in the previous years people have enjoyed engaging, voting and reacting to the show. But this year wasn't that bad either, to be honest, because Fina came on stage and I saw everybody screaming. So yeah, and then on social media, it's been amazing. The love for the finalists this year has been nothing short of amazing. In this episode of my vlog, I'm going to be talking about the top 6 finalists on the BB Naija season 7 show. I'm going to be telling you basically how I feel about them, what they brought to the show, and what I think, what I just basically generally think about them. So what we're doing today is just basically sharing our opinions and just saying how we feel. So I'm putting a disclaimer to this video. This video is not to incite violence. I don't want to get attacked from any fan base. I am just creating content and just giving you guys what I think that, what I feel about the show. So I'll start with Daniella Peters. Basically, people know her to be Daniella Peters, but her full name is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but I think I know that it is pronounced Utongbe. So her full name is Daniella Utongbe Peters. She's 22 years old and she hails from Cross River State with the capital city Calabar. I feel like Daniella as a poet could really not bring much to the show. She's never really been into entertainment and she's never really been into the spotlight. But with her game on the show, I feel like it was quite, it was quite amazing. And being that, poets in this part of the world are not really, we don't reckon these guys. We do not even we don't rate them in this part of the world. So the struggle for her being here on the show and even staying till the last week, I feel like she'd be really exhausted right now because people didn't expect much from somebody who obviously, is from who's from a lucky, family, who's lived abroad, had an accent. So people were just like, oh, you're just going to come and be another rich kid on the show. But I think that she showed herself. She had strengths with her task on the show. She was able to, cooperate with the housemates when they had tasks, and she did amazingly well. Daniella really tried on the show. I mean, a couple of times she was involved in some, tango with a couple of the male housemates. But yeah, I feel like that we should not say that that was the highlight of Daniela on the show. I mean, when they had to present for like the ala milk, I feel like she really did well. She was, in terms of like presentation, I feel like she was number one aside her miss. Daniela was a good run, but didn't have the star factor to win the show. So yeah, that's that about Daniela, and that's what I thought. About her making it to top 6, I didn't think or didn't feel that Daniela would have made it to the BB Naija top 6 because, like I said, I didn't see the star quality. But I mean, the fans had the power. The fans voted and kept her till. No, I think what kept her till the last 6 was the fact that Chichi helped her when Chichi had the veto power. Chichi replaced Daniela and kept her in the house. So I feel like that was what made Daniela make it to the top 6. Yes, so we're moving to Chichi now. Right, Chichi. I love Chichi a lot though, to be honest. I love Chichi. Her full name is Chineyenwa Okoebo. On entering the show, okay, she's 22-year-old, by the way. Chichi was born in in the year 2000, the month of January. On entering the show, Chichi said she was going to be bearing her truth. And I feel like out of all the housemates who said this was what they were going to do on the show, this is what they were bringing to the show, Chichi was the only housemate who lived up to it. We saw Chichi in her ups and the downs in the house. We saw when all the housemates ganged up against Chichi. We also saw when she was queening against like the other gangs, and it was Chichi, to be honest, like her journey in the house was like a roller coaster. Well, by the way, just so you know, Chichi is a chef and a stripper, and I feel like she has proven to the world that there is more to somebody just being looked down on or being like shamed because they are strippers or because they don't do the conventional 9 to 5 jobs that every other person does. Chichi is an amazing soul, and I feel like she totally deserved to be in the top 6. However, if she did not win the ultimate veto power, I'm very sure she wouldn't have made it to the top 6. So yeah, that's that for Chichi. Now we move on to the next housemates. Adekunle. So guys, for Adekunle, I saw her a lot. I feel like Adekunle confused us all through the season. So from the viewer's point of view, like I kept on seeing on tweets and on social media every day that people do not understand who Adekunle was. No, I think from the housemates' point of view, they kept on saying that Adekunle wasn't a straightforward person. They didn't know who he was. And even at some point, they started to think that it was a fake housemate. People who came into the house to play a game, people who had their game on, couldn't just understand somebody who was just there being real and living his life. His full name is Adekunle Tobiloba Olopade. He is a 26-year-old Lagosian, and I feel like Adekunle played the game. It was nice to see Adekunle's fan base grow. At the beginning, you wouldn't have thought that Adekunle would have made it to the top 6, but like eventually I think Adekunle grew on us because of his originality, and I've also noticed that people like smart people a lot. Adekunle is actually a smart dude, and you know what made me like just fall in love with him? To be honest, I fell in love with Adekunle today, which is the finals of the show, when he came on stage and said that he's going to be delving into politics in a couple of years' time. I felt like, yes, now I see why this man is so very much put together. Adekunle is so put together. Like before he says anything, is thoughtfully calculated how he's going to put it out. I think that the only times that Adekunle had, just spoken carelessly was maybe when he was made angry or when he wasn't in the right state of mind. But I feel like, yes, for a well put together individual, we have Adekunle. For somebody who's qualified to be in the top 6, we have Adekunle. But for somebody with star material, I don't think that Adekunle has that spice to be a winner of BB Naija. So yes, I think his journey was good, and he had a good compensation for making it to the top 4. So yes, get your groove on, Adekunle. We're super excited to see what's next and what's coming for you. And the next housemate we're talking about is Bella. Her full name is Chidima Bella Okabwe. She's 25 years old and hails from Onitsha in Anambra State. So for Bella, Bella was quite controversial on the show. She had a very good run because, thinking that she would have made it to top six was like, people would say, our fans would say yes, she would have made it, but like, you'd also have a second thought and like, would she actually really make it? Because she comes from a family of stars, we have her brother Chris Okagbe, who's a very popular person, and is on the screens, and then so people felt like, oh yeah, she entered the house with connection. That was the beginning of her story. And then because people didn't know her, at the beginning of her journey, she was really like always keeping to herself, and she wasn't really friends with people. She wasn't the best of, I mean, everyone is a work in progress. But like people felt like, oh, she was like not really too nice. And then she was proud because she has people outside who were going to help her on the show and stuff. But eventually, like, Bella grew into hers. Let's talk about her relationship with Shegs. I feel like that's a highlight that we need to talk about. Our relationship with Shegs basically was something that didn't make us get the best of Bella. I'd seen Bella in the last couple of weeks, being very present in the house. I saw Bella go into the kitchen last week and I was like, wow, so Bella can actually cook? Because like, I think it was very hard to see Bella cooking when Shegs was around. Yeah, I think it was very hard to see Bella. And even when they had just evicted Shegs, I think Rachel made food for Bella. So like, I saw Bella, yeah, telling the housemates, let's play a game, let's go downstairs. Like, she was very present, and then she was very much available in the show. So I feel like there's two things about what a relationship does to you on the BB Naija show. On the BB Naija show, a relationship actually gives you fan base because, in that case, you're merging both fan bases. But also, if you get carried away by your relationship, you definitely not be present in the house. Housemates can hate you because some people are trying to know you for who you are, but like, you don't have time because you're giving time to your partner. But yes, about Bella, I didn't think that Bella was rude. I just felt like Bella is an opinionated person. She's not afraid to air her feelings, and she's just, I feel like, and those are the kind of these people who are not scared to let you know how they feel. They're the best people to have as friends because you know when you're going wrong and you know when you're going right. And it's very easy to grow a friendship with such a person because they tell you how they feel instantly rather than, boiling things up in their mind. So yeah, about Bella making it to top 4, I think that she totally deserved it. She had a good run, but I feel like if she had the chance to be on the show again, I'll just advise her to pay more attention to house games and try her best to win some tasks, head of house competitions, and just be very much generally present on the show. So now the next housemate I'm talking about is Brian. Brian's full name is Brian Chukwuemeka Chijioke. Brian is a 24-year-old who hails from Owerri. Brian is from Owerri, and I feel like people from Imo State just have the charm. Like, they're able to survive and just last on the show. I feel like people from the East generally love competition. They're very competitive individuals, which is a very good thing. Brian, I feel like, slept his way all through the show. Brian would only be involved in a couple of conversations, but about somebody who was very present on the show, I don't think that Brian was very much present on the show, which is also a strategy because I feel like it's worked for a couple of people in previous years, like Diane, people who just hit their way to the finals and, eventually grew. Brian looks like a lovable person. He's a very cute guy and is very easy to love. If you appreciate good things, you definitely like Brian. I think that Brian's love for music would also have helped to influence his fan base because people do like good sound. And I heard Brian a couple of times singing on the show, and it was quite nice to hear him sing. And then there was a day he was very excited when they played his song on the show, and then it was like, oh, Big Brother played my song, Big Brother played my song. So for Brian, I feel like Brian always tried his best when it came to task, about like winning tasks. He was very present. When they were doing like the head of house, he actually wanted to snap these things. He wanted to get these things, but maybe if he had added more effort or maybe joined like better teams. But I feel like Brian was hardworking on the show. Brian worked for his slot as a top 2, and Brian wouldn't have deserved any other thing more than being a top 2 on this show. At some point I really thought that Brian would win, but as fans would have it, Fina topped the show. Now, talking about Fina, our second female winner from BB Naija ever. Mad! And then when Fina comes out and she's like, "Would they?" Everybody's just like, yeah. So Fina's social media handles are Fina Unusual. I'm really thinking I really don't know why she stuck to Fina Unusual. Does it look like a copycat from Alex Unusual? But yeah, I mean, I feel like she's really unusual. It's not easy to come across a lady like Fina. You know, when she came on the show, people felt like, who's this person? She didn't strike us as somebody who will, you know, make it to the finals, because you know how it is when you see a camera, you hear camera lights and action. We like the fake life in this part of the world. But Fina didn't come there to live a fake life. She didn't even come there for anything. Fina just came to totally enjoy herself. She was very real to an extent, and I also saw that she played the game very well. The point where she had to be loyal, she was loyal, and when she had to slide, she had to slide. I would always tell people that allow housemates to settle the rift between themselves, and I really don't like it when fans interfere into like the rift that these housemates have with themselves, because whether you like it or not, being in a house for 72 days with people that you don't even know jack shit about or you've never lived with at all, it's like a hard thing. If I'm in a room with like one person that I know and then the other person that I don't know, and the both of them's task is to get me angry, I would easily snap on the stranger first because I don't know you. So it's like, it's normal for, you know, people to slide people at some point, and because we're playing a game and we have to have it at the back of our mind that one person must win the show. I feel like Fina tried on this game. Fina actually wanted it, and she was quite vocal about it. She was one of the very housemates who was not, who would never have failed to say that they were on the show to win. So I give it to her. She was very active and she grew her fan base. So there's one thing, you know, being on the show and, you know, getting popular, and there's also one thing to be in the house and also be building your fan base outside. I feel like when it came to creativity, Fina had it up her sleeves. When it came to entertainment, she gave us some memorable highlights. I like how, you know, the point where when Amaka sent her to talk to Groovy, and she started dating Groovy. And then there was something she said Amaka when Amaka felt bad. She told Amaka, "You left Groovy for me. If you wanted him, you should have fought for him. And now somebody else is taking a guy that you're also interested in." So Fina was very outspoken, which is a very good thing. It's not easy for you to be like very outspoken in a house with like plenty of other people. So I don't even know how she did it. The housemates really loved her. I feel like maybe they had to love her because, you know, when you see somebody as a threat, but they're still fixed and they're still there, and then there's nothing that you can do about it. So yes, Fina really had an amazing run, and I'm really excited that she won the show. It was really nice to see that a lady won the show again. Messi Lambo, how do you feel about this? How does Messi really feel that Fina? I feel like Fina and Messi would be good friends, because Messi would see herself. She would see a reflection of herself in Fina, and, you know, I feel like they will make a good duo. They'll be close. But like, yes, will Fina reign as a star? She's a rising star. You know, she's a constructive pedestal. She's new. Her style is new. Just like the way Ashake is trending now with the style of music. If she's consistent, I see her being a shining star, and I see her, you know, making waves in the industry. So yeah, congrats to the finalists of BB Naija, to the guys who made it to the last day, to the winners. We have Daniella, we have Adekunle, Chichi, Brian, Fina. You guys are the best. You guys gave us a show, and from all of us at Gideon Banks, we're saying thank you. We enjoyed the show. So we've come to the end of today's video. I mean, I just had to jump on this video because, like, everybody's going crazy. The rave is high. BB Naija. And to be honest, this is like my first ever BB Naija video. So guys, run this video up. watch all the ads. Watch all the ads, guys. Don't skip any ad, because this is how we're able to motivate ourselves and make more videos for you. So I feel like I've given you a rundown of the top 6 finalists, the guys who made it to day 72 on the BB Naija house. Because I know in the BB Naija house, because I know some people don't watch the show. Years ago, I wouldn't watch the show. I would just, gather clips, videos, tweets from social media, and then just, conclude about the season. So I feel like with the information that I've given you, you have your head around the housemates and what they were up to during this season of BB Naija season 7. I love you guys. Please subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the housemates. If you think that my assumptions or predictions about the housemates were wrong, please drop a comment in the comment section. I'm looking to interact with you guys, and let's get our groove on. And also turn on my post notification, because I'm posting another banging video next. See you guys next time. With love from Gideon Banks. I love you.